Okay, guys, hello. I'm here with some of our classmates. We have another guest. I know we have invited some other people. We're waiting to see if they can make it. I have focused on our screens on the participants of this class just so we can see them speaking when it is their turn. So I am here with
Ashley.
Ogamaka.
Marshall.
and a lovely guest. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my website. This is my homepage. It's Miss Calderon's education portfolio. I always love to focus my things around my school, something that I can use in the future. Um, I basically talk about who I am as a teacher and basically my belief behind education. And then besides, because I've been granted like bilingual teacher of the year, and they always ask you like, what is your teaching mission and vision statement? And I just kind of want to put that out there. Like, what do I think of education and what I'm trying to do in the future with my degree? So, what do y'all think about my intro page?
I think it's really nice.
Oh, thank you, Marshall.
Beautiful.
Do you have any like opinions on it?
I love the picture. I love the picture.
Thank you.
So is this okay? Oh, I see you also have a tag that says about me. So yeah, I really like this. It's cute.
So yeah, it's just like explaining who I am, and then I have the about me section as well. And this is more of who I am as a person. Okay, so here is my education portfolio, and here's who I am as a teacher. Now, here I am as a person, and why I got into education,
Mhm.
and why I think the way I did. So, I basically get really personal, and I talk about how my parents just thought I was going to be a stay at home wife, and they didn't believe that women should go to school. And I kind of went against all that, and that the reason I became a teacher was because when I was told by everybody else that I couldn't do it, teachers told me, don't listen to that. Don't listen to people telling you that that's all you can be. You can be whatever you want. And at school, that was the first time I ever heard that. What do you mean? I have a choice? Like, I'm poor. I can't go to college. Like, yes, you can if you work hard enough, if you dedicate yourself to it. And that is why I became a teacher. And that is why I push my students, and I motivate them to let them know that they can do that, and to provide them a safe haven, make sure that they have food, make sure that they have clothes. I was extremely poor. So I didn't have all those things. And I had teachers that would buy me shoes, feed me at school, comb my hair, and it was just an amazing experience that I wanted to just basically pay it forward. There was no other way that I could do it other than just become a teacher and do it for other kids.
So I didn't see in here. Did you mention that you're now working on your master's and why you decided to go for your master's?
I put here that I am working. Currently, I'm attempting to get my master's so that one day I might be a principal and lead educators to become the best teachers they can be.
Oh, okay. Now my next question is, what are you planning to use this for anything other than, this assignment? You think maybe like you could add on to it or do more things with it, like, when you do
I
ready,
feel that
you
I could modify it. Um, like if I'm trying to become a principal, I wouldn't need my classroom management plan. I can use this right now as part of a resume when they ask you for a website. Like if I was trying to
yeah.
get a different position at a different campus, I could turn this in, and I honestly would leave my units there so that they can see all the things that I know how to do with technology. I know a lot of places are looking for stuff like this. People who know how to do blogs, and people that can teach other educators how to use all these programs. And that's something that my campus currently has me doing. Well, right now, I don't have any interest in leaving my district. If for some reason I ever had to, I would definitely use this as a website, because in my resume, which I'm getting to, I usually have this like my Facebook, and I feel like while I do post like things that I do with my students, this is a professional Facebook, things that I do with them, things that we're doing in class, I could also add my website to this resume.
Oh yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
and the reason why I was asking is right now I'm in the middle of applying for jobs, starting so I can have a teaching job in September. And you get basically in all these applications that you put in, they basically ask you the same questions over and over. And I
Mhm.
thought, maybe like in your home or your about me or even on this resume, maybe, you could. go ahead and just put your answer. Like, of course, they always ask, why did you want to become a teacher? Which you've
Mhm.
covered. But they also ask what, like one of the questions I had was, what skills and attributes does it take to be a good teacher?
Mhm.
You know, that's a question that I get asked all the time. Or how do you deal with different skill levels in a classroom? So I don't know, maybe you could like answer those or write a paragraph, and then it's there, and then you don't have to keep answering that question over and over on your applications. Just
That's not gonna happen. like like as wonderful as I would just be like, look at this website, you're always gonna have to go through the interview process. You're always gonna have to answer that question. You can't just pop out the tablet and be like, look through it.
No,
Tell me what you
they're
think.
actually, no, on the, when you go into these sites that I go into to put in my application, they ask you these questions. You always have like 3 or 4 questions they
Oh,
ask you got to
so
fill
when you're
out.
applying online,
Yes.
I would just copy and paste and attach the link as well to your website just so that they can
Yeah.
see it. But it's
Uh-huh.
like um it can save you just having the information, but other than that, I think you're just gonna have to say
Put it in
learn the
every
information
time.
and put it in. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you just put a link, they're gonna be like, you couldn't even take
She
the
doesn't
time
want
to
to type.
answer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then you
Yeah.
copy and paste, but it's that way. It's there, for you always in your website, and then like when they're researching a person, they do a deep dive, and
Mhm.
you can like you said, they ask for websites. You can have it there on your website, and they can see your personal philosophies, your teaching philosophies. They go in to do a deep dive in social media.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just something to think about.
And it's something that like I would do if I was still trying to be a teacher, but I'm about to graduate next year. So I think I have one more
Mm-hmm.
year in education. I'm about to start my practicum. Um, so I want to turn this more into a portfolio that shows my leadership skills, which is what
There,
I
yes.
think I'm going to modify it to be. Like
Oh,
put projects that I'm doing, me leading programs, what we discussed, maybe the what are those things called when you walk in, they get the agendas that I'm going through with my
mm-hmm.
team, or maybe videos that I've recorded for like school law, other courses where they have you record yourself. This is something that I could have very useful. Instead of classroom management plan, I could have leadership experiences.
Yeah, are like, and then like any volunteer work, any leadership programs that you've run, anything like that, that
Yes.
definitely would help, because this is almost like a resume.
Yes,
You
and it
can
has your
create
resume in
that.
there.
Yeah.
So this is something that if I would take my iPad everywhere with me. If there were like to be, oh, do you have your resume? And for some reason I forgot it, I'd just pop this open, be like, yes, here it is, and then here check look at the website as well, just so you can get a an idea of what I can do. Um, and I actually got hired because of that. They needed people who led the technology meetings, and when I
Uh-huh.
turned in my resume, they saw like how it looked, basically, that it was very well presented. Like, this is my new resume. I have so much information now and things that I've done that it's just straight to the point. But
Mhm.
when you have no experience, you're trying to spice it up, your resume. You're like, I I worked with kids, and you write a paragraph about how you worked with kids in one observation. You try to make it look really nice, and they literally told me like, "We know you're a first year teacher. We know that you have limited experience, but the fact that your resume looks so like elegant and whatever, we could really use this in our campus. We need help with newsletters. We need help with whatever."
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I
So
definitely, yeah, hey, since now I have the site for your link, really like the way you did your resume. I might actually go in and tweak mine, because yours looks really, really good. And I've written resumes for years, but like you said, in on resumes, I think that whole, you need something that grabs their attention, because you basically have about 1 minute of the HR's attention looking at your resume.
oh
So you really,
yes, that's what
yeah.
one of my first things here is. Part of the IoT team in our campus and a bilingual teacher of the year. I mean, I want
Uh,
the heavy hitters at the very top. They're not gonna go through anything past. So, yeah. So, what I did for my Assignments is that I made like little buttons because I'm extra like that. Um,
I like that.
you can easily just go down to the tabs, but if for some reason they just clicked on the top, you can just click this. And I'm kind of like I don't whenever someone puts a YouTube video and I can't make it bigger, it drives me insane because now I'm forced to see this tiny little video and I'm deaf partially because my right ear doesn't hear a lot, so a lot of the times I like to put captions. And when I can't make the video bigger because they just put the little tiny cube, it makes me like it stresses me out because I have to be reading tiny little letters to be able to really understand what people are saying. So for mine, I decided that I wanted like full page view. You don't have to click anything. You don't have to go anywhere else. Everything is right here. Right? So my first blog was there, and then I put my critical analysis on there too, just so people could see like my thoughts behind this whole process and what I learned from this thing. So this was my first blog, obviously
I
Unit
like that you
1.
put your critical analysis. I didn't think of putting mine. I just put the video. But you're right. Like some people might want to listen to what you have to say. Some people just want to read through your part because the videos that we make, where it's not just ourselves speaking, we have multiple people.
Mhm.
And you don't, maybe I'm not interested in what another person has to say. I'm just interested in what you have to say. Like I can just read what your reflection was. So that was a good idea.
And I can't even take the credit for that. I did that after watching Sarah's website. I saw Sarah
Oh,
Webson and I even commented. I'm very like I give credit when it's due. I was like, I love that. I'm gonna steal that. And I literally went in and did it. I redid my whole thing. So and then I also took from somebody from Gabriel. He downloaded his podcast and I didn't even know you could download it. I just put the link and it had like it took you to the website, but you
yeah.
can literally just play it straight from here. That there
Yeah,
recently
you
Yeah.
has
embed
been
it.
a
You
yeah,
do
but
some, yeah, you click on the embed.
like I'm
Mhm.
so tech savvy, I didn't even realize that was an option. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even realize that was an option, and I was like, oh, well, that's cool. So I even put the slides when not. I didn't do slides for every presentation, but when we
Hmm.
did, I wanted to include it in there just in case people wanted to read. The research that we did outside, and not all of this got discussed. And here's the video. I put the
Hmm.
survey in here, and again, the critical analysis, the idea that I took from Sarah because,
Yeah.
we learned together. Unit 3, I did a newsletter, and you all saw this newsletter. Oh my gosh, look at my dojo store. It is adorable. The kids
It
love
was
it.
adorable.
And then this was when we did the digital publishing. Oh, look, there's Ashley and Audrey. Hey, girls.
Hey.
Hey. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's the critical analysis again. A lot of you commented on this, so I'm not gonna like put too much time, but this is something that I used to be very big on. Like my first year, I was like on it with newsletters, and then Telpass came and all the acronyms, DRA, 504, all of the DRAs, all the acronyms came and just took
Hmm.
over my life, and then this just stopped happening. So I was excited to do it again, see if I still had the foi in me, and I think I do. I think it's
I
okay.
like that it's printed on sort of like a notebook. It is so teacher oriented.
I
I
thank
love
you.
it.
Very colorful.
Yeah, I did it for my classroom. Like even everything that's on there, I I feel that I don't do as good as a job as telling parents what's going on inside of the classroom,
Hmm.
or I'll tell them what they're going to learn, but I never tell them how they learned it. And
Mhm.
this is something that I used to like to do a lot because it I remember being a kid, I go home from school and my mom's like, "What you learn? Nothing. So you went to school, teacher taught you nothing." "Yeah, we just colored." "So you just colored all day?" "Yeah." And then
Yeah.
Colored.
we watch a YouTube video. Like, that's what I'm sending you to school for. But in reality, there's all of these things going on.
Right.
And this is a way, to. And then I even put, like, what are things you can ask to your kids? Questions you can ask for your parents and stuff like that. And it was good. I enjoyed that one a lot. Then we did Unit 4, and that was the blog. I clicked a little bit about that. That was my first time talking, and I realized something about myself. Well, I can just not stop talking. I can't. I got to a point where this little thing told me that my time was about to run out, and I started freaking out, and I just started talking faster. You know, but that's the thing. I think I'd be good for podcast once you get me
You should
going.
start one.
Yeah, and then like all things, I'm not gonna keep up with it because I'm gonna be so busy with a million things, planning
Yeah,
a wedding, uh, teaching during a pandemic with 24 face-to-face students,
that is more than a job. Teaching during the pandemic. Oh my gosh.
and a full-time graduate student. Oh no, baby. It's not the time to be taking on new endeavors. I'm just gonna be there complaining the whole time. So then again, I have the slideshow and the video and the critical analysis. Same layout. I like the same. Makes my OCD happy. Um, Here we go with the picto chart. This was fun. Found an infographic. I made it, and I felt that this could be useful to
Good.
explain to parents what guided reading is. I feel like they don't know that I do this. That I read with the kids and they don't understand the whole process and why it's so important for them to practice at home and read with their kids, and that they just really just break a cycle. And even some of the parents that read this, they were like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know that so much came into play for this." And
Yeah.
now I feel bad, because here you are planning all this time, doing so much for these kids, and what happens? I don't even do my part. So I really enjoyed that. And then this search engine is in hyper use in my classroom now, because it's like it if the kids type in something they're not supposed to, they can type in Facebook and it's literally just gonna pop this. Oops. They type in
Perfect.
YouTube, oops. They type in nude, oops. They type in whatever that they're naked, and it bloops. They get nothing. So this is on hyperuse. I'm using Google Classroom. Whenever we're doing a search, I lock the iPads to that website, and they're just doing their research, and they can't find anything bad. And if they try, I'm gonna see a big old oops, and I'm gonna be like, "What were you looking up?" So
Yeah.
this was like a godsend, and I sent it to my kids parents as well, and I said, whenever I'm doing research projects at home, here's this something that you can use in case you're scared that your children's going to be looking at certain things that they're not supposed to. You never know what's on the internet nowadays. Ah, look, there's my girls again.
Oh,
All
that is
right.
not a flattering
Oh my
pose
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
me.
I just want
I'm just gonna pretend that that's not there.
I'm just gonna keep on scrolling. What's up with our faces? We're just look like
we were over
It
it.
was the
we're over.
last
We were
slide.
over it.
Okay, it's been a long 8 weeks.
And then again, the reflection. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, here I have a classroom management plan because I am a teacher right now. And I feel that here's my statement. You were asking me why don't I just put it on there? Well,
Hmm.
here it is. Here is my statement, and how I expect them to talk to me. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Excuse me. Please. Thank you. That's very big in my classroom. And so, like, if I ask a question, they'll be like, yes, Miss Calderon. They don't go, yeah. They don't go, yes. Well, I know that in some cultures that's fine. Uh, in most of the Hispanic culture, you're expected to be very, very respectful,
Hmm.
and they won't even look at you in the eyes when you talk to them. They'll look down when they're being scolded. And I know that's different. And that was very scary for me growing up because the teachers would tell me to look at them in the eye. But if I did that at home, I was disrespecting my parents,
Yeah.
and it's like I didn't want to, and then I would get more in trouble, and my mom had to go to the school and explain to them, that that was part of our culture. You don't look at adults in the eyes because that means you're being like snobby, like what, like bring it.
Yeah, that's very similar for me as well too.
So I felt that talking about that and how I've studied different cultures to see what's normal for them, so I don't like make them do something that they're uncomfortable. I talk about my positive reinforcement, what I do, how I handle, because this is something that they always ask when you're trying to be a teacher. They're gonna ask you what are you gonna how are you gonna set up your room? What's gonna be your classroom management plan? What is your statement? How are you gonna arrange it? And I even have like a little map. What are going to be your rules? What are going to be your procedures? These are things that they're always going to ask you. How are you going to reinforce kids? And so that's just something that I have on there in case, like I said, right now I'm still a teacher and I never know what's going to happen if I might need to be moved campuses for whatever reason. I have it there just because I am a teacher and I want this to be something that I can currently use and something that I can use as an educator or a principal in the future when I'm applying. So this is something that I want to keep up to date with. Overall, ladies, what do y'all think?
I'll give my final sort of overall. Oh, Ashley, were you gonna speak?
I'm sorry. I think it's pretty professional. It's very clean, very detailed, and I learned a lot about you.
Oh, thank
I think you
you.
did your job.
Yay.
I would say for me, I like that you were tying a lot of your personal experiences to where you are now, sort of like how you grew up, your culture, and it just gives an insight to not just you as a teacher, but you as a person, and that helps with your presentation. It's like you're a multicultural person who is bringing everything to the table, right? And it's all part of you. So I appreciated you sharing all the, especially with your cultures and some of the struggles you've had and how it has inspired you to be where you are today.
Thank you. Marshall, anything else?
I I I think it's wonderful what you've done. Um, I really like it. You've put a lot of thought into it, and you can tell you put a lot of time into it. So, honestly, other than the suggestions I had made earlier, I mean, I don't. I think it's perfect. You did a really great job.
But you know what? One of your suggestions, it really made me think when you asked me, did you put why you want to be a principal? Because there's a lot of why I want to be a teacher, right?
Yeah.
But there's nothing about why I want to be a principal, which is huge of why I got out of education. And it's my first year basically. Um, my principal was horrendous. Horrendous. Like I had no restroom with every first grade classroom, every kindergarten classroom has a restroom. I got a room that didn't have a restroom. Now, mind you, that class, I was a first year teacher, new to that campus. What do they do to first year teachers that are new to a
Mm,
campus?
a little bit of
You
hazing.
know what they do. Give
Yeah.
them the 504, give them the ADHD, give them the kids on the spectrum, give them everything. Do not give it to your friend.
Mhm.
So I had
That's
24
awful.
students, three on RTI 3, um, four on behavioral plans, a child with autism, um,
Oh my gosh.
and then it was terrible. But she knew what they were doing to me,
Mm,
and I was taking some medication that I had to use the restroom. So I asked my partner if she could please watch my class. I had two doors. I opened one of them, and she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna come out." But she said that as soon as I left, she was doing an observation in another class. She ran into the room and told the kids, I want you to act like you have no teacher here because you don't. And the kids started acting, you know, because they just got told to act however they want. And because of that, she put me on a growth plan. She wanted to put me on a growth plan. She sent me to go observe teachers and she wanted to fire me. She made my life utter. I was crying nonstop. I was like gaining all this weight. I gained like 60 pounds. Um, and I told a teacher I'm in the wrong field. I am in the wrong field. I don't know what I thought. I don't know why I thought I could do this. I thought my heart would be enough. Mind you, she
Mm,
got fired.
that's good.
She got fired, and next year we had a new principal. She said, I'm just gonna let you do you. I'm not gonna bother you. I'm not gonna step in the way. You let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. I am a first year principal. I can't speak for you. I can't speak. I'm just gonna watch. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna step back. And then if I have something to say after a year of watching you, I'll say something. Bilingual teacher of the year that year. You just
ooh,
left me
Oh,
alone. And boom, everyone saw it. I had kids reading in first grade, they left reading at a third grade level. It was a huge difference to have someone who supported me. And I was
Mhm.
like, you know what? This is why there's a high teacher turnover rate, because they don't have the right leaders, they don't have the support, they don't have people who tell them, you know what, just do you, and if you need something, I'm here. And I said,
Exactly.
I need to be that type of leader. I need to be the person that's keeping great teachers that go in there with my heart and get torn to pieces, you know.
Mm,
And
Yeah.
that's why I want to be a leader. I want to be there for, I don't want to lose teachers like me, because I have made such a huge change in my kids' lives. They love me. They still talk to me, all of them. They all come to visit me. Parents still call me. I don't want I don't want to miss out on teachers like that because they don't have the right administrator. And thank you for
no,
bringing that up, because that's definitely something that I'm going to add to my profile.
Yeah. You know
that's
what you
good.
just said now? Just put it in writing. That's
Mhm.
brilliant.
Thank you.
Very
All
much.
right. Does anyone else have anything else to say? I know we have some other guests if you would like to add any comments or anything. If not, that will be it for my side. Nobody else? All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. I appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and stop my recording. And I'm going to go ahead and let the other ladies present. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies, for all your valuable input.
You're so welcome.
Bye bye.